All right, welcome back to Soccer Matters here on the Horn in Austin, Texas. Everybody knows it's 5 days away. Austin FC back at Q2, taking on FC Cincinnati. Opening game of MLS 2022. These are exciting times. The show is always presented by John Daspit and the Daspit Law Firm. It's daspitlawaustin.com, 512-865-6710. They're bilingual. They're personal injury attorneys. They will handle your case, work for you 24/7, nights and weekends. DaspitLawAustin.com, 512-865-6710. Austin FC attacking player Diego Fagundez joins us now. Diego, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you must be ready to jump through the ceiling here. 5 days away from the opener, back in front of that awesome crowd in Austin, Texas, and kicking off MLS 2022.
Yeah, I think everybody's looking forward to it. It's been a long 6 weeks of preseason, so we had a bunch of little scrimmages and stuff, but nothing's like having the season start, playing at Q2 with all the fans. I think everybody's looking forward to it and excited for it. And I think we owe them a little more this year. So I know I am, and Saturday's going to come by flying, and everybody's going to be ready for it.
Diego had, by the way, 7 goals last year, had some outstanding moments for Austin FC in attack. And we're going to talk about the transition to being this a better defensive team without the ball. But, when you guys are playing over at St. David's and you see people up on Verde Hill, I'm kind of thinking of South America when people are climbing up on fences, trying to get a glimpse into training. I just think that's such a cool element to everything that's going on right now.
It's amazing. We hear them, we see them. And it's like I said, I think the city has brought so much soccer passion to it that it's nice to see. I always tell everybody, no matter where you go, you see a jersey, a sweatshirt, a hat, a logo. You see something Austin FC, and that's awesome to see. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like when we win something, win a little trophy. I think everybody's looking for that. This city's going to be popping, and I hope it's sooner than later.
He's Diego Fagundez joining us here on Soccer Matters on the Horn in Austin, Texas. By the way, a big thank you to the Horn and everybody that tunes in, listens to the show, catches the podcast at hornfm.com. So, Diego, when you were up in New England, very different circumstances. You made a move to a very different environment when it comes to feeling maybe overall the passion of a fan base for whatever those reasons are, we know. How do you find the education level of the Austin FC soccer fan?
I think a lot of people know about soccer here. I think it's one thing that I've learned. Everybody's out there playing pickup. So
yeah.
I know I personally experienced it by going out there, playing with the community and enjoying it. So I didn't really mind it, and it's nice to see that everybody knows about soccer. It's not like, I don't want to say it's not somewhere else that way, but like in the other places, some people just went just for their experience or just to get away from home. And here, I think people are so into it and know the rules and know what it's like and have the passion that it makes it even better.
How about the knowledge and the subtleties of the game itself? In other words, some of those things. Obviously the commentary is going to be all over the place, right? I like to say sometimes, and listen, I'm guilty of it too, paralysis by analysis, right? It's all easy on the outside here, but do you get some good feedback from fans, or, hey, we need more from you, Fagundez, or, make more, you probably get everything, right?
We always get that, no matter who you are. You can give it your everything and they're still going to be asking for more. I think one thing people need to understand that we're human. We're going to be making mistakes. We're going to be not perfect. But that's where our job gets even better. We're going to have pressure. We're going to have to make them happy and do everything we can to be a better player. But like I said, once we're on the field, it's us that makes the decisions. We do what we have to do. From the outside, it's a lot easier. And we tell their coach the same thing. Sometimes when you watch the game from the outside, it's easy to say, hey, this player's open. Hey, this player's that. But when you're on the field, you're making your decision in seconds. It's not like we have a set play and this is what we have to do like other sports. Us, it's in the moment. You have to decide what you want to do and how you're going to do it and execute it.
All right, you said split seconds, and we're talking to Diego Fagundez of Austin FC. It's the perfect entree for me into transition and when the ball is lost, how quickly you guys have to decide. And you have to do it as a group of people, as 11 players, because if one or two guys don't do it, it breaks down the whole pressing game. So speak to me about how vital it is and maybe the challenges of mentally staying connected um, when that ball turns over and you got to make vital decisions in a span of 3 to 4 to 5 seconds.
It's like you said, it's like if we all have to be one unit. We're 11 players, but we have to be one unit when we're pressuring with the ball. And sometimes a player doesn't get the cue that we need to go and pressure, and now we're only pressuring with not that 11 players, with 10 or 9, and that's where we can get broken up. But I think we're such a good team where we're pressuring with speed. We all go together that this year, especially, I think we saw it in preseason. We are a lot better, and that's nice to see. We have different kind of players who like to pressure differently, and we just have to go from their cues and what they want to do. At the end of the day, our goalie sees the whole field. Our defenders see uh, our midfielders and forwards. So it's all communication from the back, from the goalie all the way to the forwards. And if we all communicate at the same time and we're talking and communicating and moving and telling them, let's go, we're going, stop, no, relax, wait, that's what makes us better. Because as an attacker, sometimes we just want to go, 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 pressure, but we're not set behind us that we can get broken up easily. So it's a team thing that we need to do. When we press as a team, and we don't, we sit back in our block and we make sure that they can't break us down.
And you got to be selfless in this system, right? I mean, look, it's not an easy system. It's easier to sit back and play 90 minutes for a counterattack and have people next to you all the time, as opposed to playing the game this way where you're mixing it up, but there is a lot of high pressing in areas. But you have to be selfless, right?
Yeah, but I think we all know how we want to play. I think we're not a team that just sits back and does counters. I think we want to have the ball. That's the first thing we tell everybody. If you're new to this team and from last year to now, we want the ball. The more we have the ball, the better we are. So we're gonna do everything we can to win the ball right away back, get it, and then set up and make sure that we're not just going forward and kicking the ball long and running. We actually want to play, and that's part of our style. I think last year we did that, and we need to do better than what we did.
You made a really interesting point, because when Eddie Robinson and I were doing the preseason game in Houston, one of the things that we honed in and saw right away was just the great compact nature. The team was moving together. Your pressing game, it just looked a lot more sewn up. And I understand, did not see the Atlas game, but it kind of felt the same way there, right?
Yeah, I think these games is where we want to get better, especially the preseason. At the end of the day, we want to win every game, but sometimes you don't get the results. But then we go and look at film, and there's a lot of good things that we do, and there's a lot of things that we need need to work on. And this is the perfect time to make mistakes. If we're gonna make them, let's make them now, because once the season starts in 6 days, 5 days, it's a whole different situation. You can't make those mistakes, because those mistakes are the ones that you get punished on. So it can go both ways. But right now we're still learning. I think everybody's getting excited for it. I know players are, and we said it this week. We need to work hard. We need to be ready, because Saturday comes, and everybody needs to be ready for that. It for us. It's going to be like a final. We're playing at home. We're not making it easy. Q2 is going to be a fortress this year, and that's what we want other teams to come and say, hey, when we play in at Q2, I don't want to go and play there.
Austin FC's attacker Diego Fagundez, 7 goals last year. You're going to see him in action Saturday at Q2 Stadium in Austin, Texas. It's going to be an incredible environment to kick off MLS 2022. You mentioned it's the opener. It's like a final. You only get one opener. You don't get a do-over. There's no do-overs when you get the opener. You want to leave that big impression, and I think you probably want to leave it, especially after last year.
Yeah, I think last year we couldn't score at home and for the first so many games, and definitely this year I don't see that happening. I think we're going to be scoring right away. I think this team is the energy we're going to be bringing, the energy the fans are going to be bringing us. It's just going to be a whole. And like you said, there's only one home opener, so we need to go out there, explode, make a statement that we're here to play and we're here to win. And I think that's what everybody has to have in mind, from the first player all the way to the 30th player and to the fans, to everybody. We are all one, and we want to win, and we want to perform from the city and represent this club as much as we can.
Diego, with some of the new signings, and I know Ruben Gabrielson just got there, but we've seen Johan Valencia. We saw him a little bit in Houston in person, myself, and he looks the real deal. Have some of these signings now, and you got veterans like Felipe coming in and Finley. Have these signings to you kind of provided a little more clarity to this team and the way you play? Just these signings alone.
I think all these signings that we have actually made our team better. At the end of the day, they, like you said, some of them have experience, some of them have a voice. They've been in the league, so it's nice to see. I think you see it in training. There's a lot of competition, so it doesn't matter who you are. There's going to be competition in that spot, and if you're not doing well, there's somebody else going to step up and take that spot. And that's what makes a good team, is when we have competition behind you. No one can relax. No one can say, hey, this is my spot, I can just do whatever I want. Training now is like competing for a game. And if you're not competing well, if you're not playing well, someone else is going to come and take your spot, and then you're going to be number two. So I think everybody knows that. And I think that's what's going to make us better. That we're going to have depth in our team, that when someone is not doing so well or someone's down, there's always going to be someone pushing you from the back.
Have you guys worked a lot on the transition game and the defensive side of this game a little bit more? Because listen, we all said last year, look, this team looks nice going forward. They move the ball well. They're capable of breaking out. They got guys that can create chances for themselves. But now how much emphasis maybe has flipped towards the defending side of things, and what you guys do when you lose the ball?
No, we've definitely worked on it. I think we work on it all the time. From starting from last year, I think everybody was involved with it. But I think, like you said, it's all mentally. I think everybody needs to prepare. We all defend, we all attack. It doesn't matter who you are. No one can take a break. As soon as you take a break, now you're playing down a man. And I think this year everybody's doing that, and I think that's what's going to make us better. But like I said, training is one thing, preseason games one thing. At the end of the day, it matters when we comes to the weekends and we play our season. That's when it really is going to show. So I'm very confident in this team and the players that we have and what we're doing, that we're going to be going far.
Diego Fagundez joining us. Diego, Maxi Arruti now in town. Very different forward than a Musa Jite, very different forward than a Danny Houston. Does that in any way make you play the game differently depending upon who's playing, a little bit more central to you?
Look, I've known Maxi Arruti for a long time, so I'm actually very excited that he's here. We've talked on the phone to try to get him here, and it was nice that they brought him. The style that he brings.
A finder's fee for him, or you get a find?
Right now, but it's always nice to have someone that you've known for a while, and just a good teammate, good friend. And like I said, when I know he's there, it's sure, I can think of things that I can change a little bit to make him score goals, or how to find him. There's little things like that we do, depending on what player. I know when Danny Houston's there, what he wants. I know when Musa DJ's there, I know what he wants. So we all know what kind of player you are. So it doesn't matter who's out there. We all know what they can do. And at the end of the day, the team needs to win, and that's what the most important thing is.
How much of the game is about that, playing next to people that compliment you?
It's always nice. They give you confidence. They give you a boost. I know personally, I like to play right next to Seva Drusi. I feel like he makes me a better player when I play beside him. So it's always nice to be able to play with him, link up with him, try to find him. Because if he's doing well and I'm doing well, then I feel like our team's doing well. So it's part of the game. We try to find each other. We try to combine with each other, and now we get other people involved, and then our team just really keeps going, and you see how good we are.
Diego Fagundez joining us again. This is ahead of FC Cincinnati coming to Austin, Texas, Saturday. It's a 5 o'clock match at Q2 Stadium. Man, we are certainly pumped for the start of Major League Soccer 2022. I know Diego is. Anything you could say about FC Cincinnati, or do you really, is this really all about you guys opening day?
No, opening day, it's basically about us. I think everybody looks at Cincinnati and they say, oh, how they did the last 2 years. But at the end of the game, a game is played on the field. It doesn't matter what your record is and how bad or how good or how bad you do. The game is played. And if you go with the mindset that you're going to beat them and that it's going to be an easy game, then it won't be. So I think we just need to focus on us and know what we want to do and how we want to play. And when we're at Q2, like I said, the energy is going to be there. Everybody's going to bring it, and it's just we're gonna make it a fortress.
Diego, as always, thank you very much for being gracious with your time coming on the show. I know the fans love hearing from you and getting these comments 5 days out from the opener. It's going to be a great MLS 2022. Hope it is for you as well. I'm sure it will be. And thank you so much, as always, for coming on the program.
Hey, I appreciate you having me.
All right, that's Diego Fagundez in action. Austin FC against FC Cincinnati this weekend. They come in with Brenner, the Brazilian up front, Luciano Acosta, guys like Jeff Cameron, who played for Stoke City. So keep an eye on FC Cincinnati coming in. This show, as always, is brought to you by John Daspit and the Daspit Law Firm, daspitlaw.com, 512-865-6710. They're bilingual. They'll bring you a personal injury attorney that'll work for you 24/7, nights and weekends. Soccer Matters on the Horn, Austin, Texas, presented by DaspitLawAustin.com. Coming up, the author, The Men Who Were the Busby Babes, fresh off of a trip to Munich, Germany to celebrate and honor those players that perished in the Munich air disaster. Tom Clare is next.